Find a sly way to get the keys to get in. So it didn't end up happening. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It really is such a special thing to feel supported by community members. My classroom smells horrid. I can see like a haze in here. Welcome to V's Business, or welcome back if you've been here before. In today's vlog, I'm taking you along for day 3 of classroom setup. If you're new around here, my name is Brittany. I'm entering my 12th year as a teacher. I've previously taught 6th grade and I currently teach 4th. If you missed classroom setup days 1 or 2, be sure to go check those out on my channel. I'll link them in the cards above. Today I have a couple of things on my to-do list, one of which is to finish spray painting my countertop black. So I have the materials with me to do that. I picked them up earlier today in a to-go order from Lowe's. We ran out of spray paint the last time we were here, so we got the majority of the shelf initially coated. I'm looking at it if you're wondering what I'm looking at, and it just needs to be finished. And I want it to have time to air out and for the classroom not to smell like spray paint for open house night. So I'm about a week ahead of open house night, a little over a week ahead of open house night at this point. So I should have plenty of time to spray paint it today and get this room aired out in time to welcome students and their families. Also today, I am thinking of hanging up a few items. I originally picked up the items I'm about to show you with the goal of decorating my sister's first apartment. I'm so proud of her that she has branched out and gotten an apartment. And so she was away on vacation this current week that I'm filming, and I was going to sneak into her apartment and set up some of these fancy little items for her, but I didn't have the opportunity to sneak in. I couldn't find a sly way to get the keys to get in. So it didn't end up happening, unfortunately, but that does mean that I have these items, and what better place to use them if I can't use them to celebrate my sister and her new adult step? What better way to use them than here in my classroom? So I have this little set of bubble letters here, or balloon letters, I guess, that say hooray, and then there are confetti bits in each of the bubbles. So I'm going to put that somewhere around the room. I don't know that I'll leave it up all year, but it will be like hooray for the new school year kind of thing. So the word hooray is a word that I feel like can work well in lots of settings, and the first day of school can be a reason to say hooray. This next item I have 3 of, and they are these gold tasseled chandelier-esque decor pieces. And as I mentioned, I have 3. I found all of this stuff in the clearance section at Walmart recently, which was a very exciting find. And I think they're going to look pretty fun here in the classroom, just a way to bling things up and pizzazz things a little more. And I really do love things hanging overhead. It just gives like this whimsical feel that I really enjoy here in my classroom. So we're going to add these items to our classroom decor today. Look at the glitteriness on the back. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. So in addition to spray painting our shelf, getting these decor items hung up, I'm also going to spend some time looking over my list of students and making some initial name tags for things. Those are really the only things I have left to do. The classroom is essentially set up and ready to go in terms of furniture and supplies. The only items that are still out of their place are those that go on the shelf here next to me, which I'll show you in a minute. And those items aren't going to be able to go back on that shelf today because it's going to be drying, but it will take me all of 5 minutes on another day to just place those items over there once it is dry. So I'm not worried about that. I know I'll have time to do that on a different day. And so other than the shelf, getting these final couple of decor items put up, I'm just going to focus on getting those names organized. It's far enough into the summer or close enough to the start of the school year, depending on which way you want to look at it, that I feel like there aren't going to be too many changes at this point to my list of students. Inevitably, there will be some, but I think that the bulk of the changes are behind us, so I feel good about going ahead and organizing my students' names, getting a list going, and getting their names on some of the areas of the classroom where they should be. And actually the last thing, I just thought of this, in my work bag, which is here next to me, I also have all of the items that have been purchased so far for me from my Amazon teacher wish list. Thank you so much. If you are somebody who contributed to these items and you're watching this, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, it really is such a special thing to feel supported by community members and to receive these items and know that they are going to great use. I am thankful. My students will be thankful. I will share with them that these items were gifted to us so that they can enjoy the generosity that is coming their way as well. So I'm going to unpack all of those items and get them where they belong as well. So that's what you're going to see in this vlog. I'm trying to be here for at most an hour and 15 minutes. We do have something we're doing as a family together tonight. I want to get home in time to get ready for that. So let's get to it. I probably should save spray painting the shelf, even though that's like my instinct is just get that over with, because it's going to be the most challenging, if you will. It's really not super challenging, but of the things I'm doing, that feels like the most daunting, I guess. And so that's what I want to tackle and get out of the way first, but it's going to come with lots of smells. So I think I'm going to hang these decor options and unpack my supplies before I get to spray painting the shelf. Let's get to it. We've got all these pretties out of their packaging. After I opened the first one, I got a little smarter and realized that all of these little dangly bits were going to get stuck on the piece of the plastic when you open it, right there, where it is a little bit sticky so that it seals shut. So I was just pulling the last two out with this behind them so that the sticky part was running across the back of this and not tangling those up. So lived and learned. Two I opened really nicely, and one got a few of its little danglies yanked off on the plastic. And over here we have our Hooray balloons all blown up and strung together. So now I just need to decide where I want to put these beauties. I already have my welcome back sign there, so that's not a viable location. Ooh. Above the TV would be fun because they spend a lot of time looking over there. I think I'm feeling that. I would say above my board, but I have some little motivational animal-related posters up there, and I really do enjoy those, so I don't want to overcrowd that space. I could put it over here, but I don't really want to put it in front of the window because I like the light we get from there, so above the TV I think is going to be our winning location. I think. The only other thing I could think is like between these two sets of lights, but that would be really neat, but it would still be kind of blocking those posters. So I think above the TV is going to win. Either above the TV or above the door. Somewhere in that area though. Have it. It went above the door. I loved the idea of it being above the TV, and it could have worked out, but the problem was I couldn't fit it in between the number line and the TV, and I'm not changing the number line or the light, so it would have had to have gone above that, and I just don't have a ladder that's going to accommodate that right now. So it is above the doorway, and we line up multiple times a day to leave the classroom, so that will be a nice place for it as well. But I really like how it looks up there. Hooray! We're in 4th grade. On to finding locations for these little cuties next. Just look at all of that cuteness. Oh my goodness. So I hung all 3 of our gold chandelier-esque things. You can see them all 3 there, with the hooray sign over by the door. Very sweet little additions. Just a little something extra, shiny, bright, and fun. Standing right here and just looking up at the ceiling. I love it. It feels so cozy, fun, inviting. I hope that's exactly how my students feel when they come in. All right, next up, let's get the items that have been purchased for me out of this bag. Oh my, then the headphone organizer ended up being quite the situation. This is its final location on my closet door. It is now behind my teacher desk, and at first I really didn't want that because if kids are going to be able to grab headphones on their own, that's not going to make it very easy for them to do so. But I had thought maybe I would put it here so that the kids could access it. I was going to hang it up with tacks. Now that I've worked with this organizer with all the headphones in it, I don't think that it would have held up there. I think it would have fallen off and it would have required a lot of tacks, and I would have been piercing this brand new item, which wouldn't have been the end of the world, but also isn't my favorite thing to do right out of the gate because I think the material would have ended up getting ripped and stuff. So that just wasn't my favorite option. So, and I also knew that the kids were not going to be able to reach the top 2 rows, and ideally I need all rows to be accessible. So that was a quick no. I quickly vetoed that. And then you saw me try it over here on the door. This door is magnetic. This was a good idea, and I still think this would be a great space to put something, just not that, because these are nice, strong magnets, and they still just were not enough to keep it up on this door. You saw that I was switching out the magnets. That wasn't enough, and then I was adding more. That wasn't enough. So even though that was not really where I wanted it, it's kind of a blessing, I think, because it's going to be best if I'm the one who is getting the headphones when kids need them. Ideally, they're going to bring their own headphones, but inevitably some kids either do not, and or there's break during the year and they're not able to get a replacement. So these kind of serve as backup headphones. I did have a bigger set, which is why there are some random empty pockets in there, and that's also why you saw me putting them in such a weird order, because they are numbered. So I'm not sure where the rest of my headphones are. I will have to check with my partner teachers when the year starts and see if any of them randomly have them. I numbered all of them right before we left for the summer, so I know for sure that I have more. I just don't know where they are. But that's what we've got going on, and it's going to work. I will get the headphones for the kids when they need them, and then they can just turn them into my desk at the end of the day, and I can store them in that organizer. And that way I can make sure that the cords are wrapped and that that organizer is being handled gently, because it is not a super thick fabric. So I think it's just best. I think it's one of those things where it's like solving a problem before the problem happens. If I had left it here, I can foresee that it would have gotten torn by hands trying to quickly put them in, take them out. So now it will be behind my teacher desk. The expectation is that kids are not back there. And so that will mean I am the one getting the headphones myself or another adult in the room. and I will be the one putting them away, but I think that's fine. So that is that on that. I now have a perfectly good empty black crate for which I am excited. I don't know exactly. Actually, I think this is going to be the new clipboard bin because they need more space. This is still not an ideal way to store clipboards, but I do think it's going to be more effective than that. So there we go. I'll have an empty bin there, which I'm not sure what I will do with that yet, but I'll hang on to it because bins are always usable in the teacher world. But I think this will be much better storage for the clipboards. In the process of switching these over, I discovered that it's actually just a lot better to separate them. So I have 1 through 10 in one crate and 11 through, I don't know, however many I have. 20, perfect, in this other one, but I wanted the crates to match. So then I went into the closet to get my other black crate, which has all kinds of stuff in it. And then I found all my birthday stuff. I found my thank you cards, all sorts of things that last year I was like, I know I have these items, but I don't know where they are. So then I thought, you know what? I should have this stuff out. It would be great for me to be using. So I want to put all of these hanging file folders onto this little cart so that I have these items handy. So all of this is being done and reorganized and such. And this fits under there, but only the one way. So now I have to slide down these pink containers to get this out. Then I'm going to put all these files into this, which will free that up so I can put the headphones in that. So it's just one of those like domino effect situations. But all good, just I'm running out of time, so I need to get this done, and then I need to spray paint, and then that's going to be it for today. I am not going to have time to put kids' names on anything. So let's go. We got to get this done and get out of here. All right, here we go. I just cleared off my table. I'm going to use that to hold up against the edges when I am spray painting those. I'm wearing gloves this time because last time I ended up getting covered in just little black dots and stuff all over my fingers, and I just don't want to deal with that today. So we're going to get this spray painting done and we're going to get out of here because I'm already 20 minutes past when I wanted to leave. So I got to get this done. The classroom smells horrible now. I've got my door propped, my exterior door propped, to try to vent a little bit of this out, but we're done. We have gotten it spray painted. That took me about 8 minutes to finish that up. I could have been a little cleaner about it, a little more like neat, but it's done. It's black. It looks better in my opinion than that bright blue. It blends in seamlessly with the cabinet doors now. And I really love the way it looks. And when I came in and it was dry today, I loved the way that looked. So I'm very excited for the next time I come in when it will be dry. And I can get all of this stuff back onto it and the clipboards over there. And then that will be absolutely it for decor and those sorts of things that need to get set up around here. My classroom smells horrid, as I told you. I can see like a haze in here, and I don't feel like that's healthy for me to be breathing in. So I'm gonna get out of here and we're gonna go do our evening family plans. That's a wrap on classroom setup day 3. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as we hung up some decor, got a few of our Amazon teacher wish list items put away, and finished spray painting that bright blue laminate countertop. If you haven't already subscribed to the Bees Business, please do so. I'd love to have you as a member here in our growing community. Also, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It really helps out my channel, and share it with anyone else that you think might enjoy it. I'm not super sure if there's going to be a classroom setup day 4 or not, or if the last couple of things that I need to do are going to get lumped in on the first few days of school when it's just teachers here. I know I'll have a little bit of time in my classroom then, so that may be when I tackle those last few items. And this might be it for the classroom setup vlogs, but stay tuned in case there is a classroom setup day 4, and even if there are no more classroom setup videos, stay tuned all the same because I will continue to produce content related to being a teacher here on my channel. Thank you again for being here. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!